to this video. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, we just hit 100 and I'm quite baffled by that. Well, currently at 101, but thank you so much for the 100 subs. It does mean a lot to me. So yeah, so I was born in a small town named Pontefract. Obviously I didn't stay there, as I lived in Airedale for about 4 years, and there I am with my small tuft of hair, because I had a little bit, believe it or not. But yeah, we lived in a small house on Burradale Drive. Lived there for about 4 years, and it had a really nice long garden. If I ever got to have a house, I would love to have a house like this again. It was like a small semi-detached terrace. Of course, the love of my Daleks first started with Remembrance, and I always remember that Dalek going up the stairs. That, I believe, would be my first introduction, although it probably would have been the Renegade. Going forward, it was then Nursery. I went to Nursery, which I always remember it very vividly because of, building stuff, and I was always new to everything. And I had a massive interest in the Daleks, which no one knew at the time because I was the only one who grew up on VHS. With that, we had to eventually move out from that house due to certain reasons that I only recently learned. But yeah, we kind of left my dad behind, me and my mum. We moved to a new house in Cass, 68 U Street, where I've been most of my life now since, with a little corner shop and most of the neighbours knowing for what I've done over the years. After that, yeah, as you can see, I moved to Castleford. I stayed here for quite a bit of time, and then I moved to primary school, which I was new. I kept moving from school to school, and I believe it was not even 2002, I wrote that down wrong, 2004, and that's when I met one of my friends, which was my best friend throughout high school. We sort of grew the same interests, and as soon as I showed him what Doctor Who was, he was in love with the show. His era was the David Tennant years. Over the years, of course, I was being a numpty, acting like a Dalek on the playground, and of course some people didn't know what it was until, like I say, the David Tennant era became popular. So when I joined school, I was not really as well respected. Until then, that sort of changed as it was more popular. Then when I went to high school, I wanted to then do things in music and art. But then as time went on, I could tell that my art was getting worse, and I wanted to find something that I had a purpose in, that I enjoyed. It's always the type of person I've been, and I got really frustrated easily with everything. I sort of lost purpose or lost motivation. Now, throughout the years, I thought, what could I do? And then it's when it dawned on me, I always wanted, to build my own Dalek. So I asked people in my family, and there was this, a few of them in the family, my stepdad's side, his mum and dad, and they had a friend called Sheila, who we called Auntie Sheila, and she allowed me to go to her house quite often. And that's when I said, could I try and build a Dalek out of cardboard? We got lots of this cardboard from this workplace for free. And that's when the first issue happened, sadly, that sort of made me stop doing it for a few years in 2007. And we found out, in my terrible drawing of the dog, one of her dogs sadly got hold of the Dalek that we were working on. And that sort of made me feel a bit down in the dumps after all that work we put into it. It was my first Dalek as well, and it was going to be a Bronze Era one. So after that, a few years passed after I was moving into high school, and I then moved into the loft. And that's when I got into more DIY type stuff and got my first circular saw. I absolutely loved working with that. The amount of PVA glue cost us hundreds. My mum gave us all this money. So it's thanks to her for allowing me, and stepdad for allowing me to build this many Daleks, as you've probably seen on screen. and I could never really choose which one I wanted to build. My mind just kept shifting. If one thing was off, I kept redoing them. But over time, things kept changing, and then during high school I got into the wrong crowd. During that time, I was trying to find other things when I wasn't building Daleks, and that's when I found out about heavy metal. I then fell in love with music. It allowed me to just daydream whenever I was, going places, if it was going on the bus to college. But then this was the year where college happened, and it wasn't the greatest year. Let's just say college really wasn't for everything. And sadly, that's the time when me and my best friend sort of parted ways after being basically inseparable for years. But I had one friend left, and he kept me going throughout college. We had a lot of laughs throughout college, with the internet. 2016 memes was a thing, which kind of got us into trouble. But I was really, into photography, which was something I really enjoyed, and I passed it. I was really happy about that, but I failed in everything else because I wasn't that interested. And sadly, I was then kicked out for no apparent reason. They basically had no space for me for the next year. 2017 was wrapping round, and that's when basically I got my first job, and I finally learned how to do millimeters, because then I was doing physical work. And that's how I best learn things. And in that time, I made a lot of old friends with the older gentlemen, and I even built a metal Dalek there while I was working, well, in my spare time, of course. I stayed for 1 year, obviously. It's my longest job to date, but hopefully that'll change now. And I really enjoyed it, but then things happened where people were saying I needed to find a new job in order for qualifications, as they were thinking I'm closing down. I passed it, and it was at Queen's Mill in Cass, but then sadly I couldn't get into it because I had no CSCS cards or driving. They basically did a runner. So I was basically made redundant, so I thought over the years, what could I do? And then, of course, that made me feel angry, and the years kept going by, and I just kept building away, trying to expand on my skills, get better, and of course they did get better with improvement. But then 2021, which was my biggest year and where this channel basically started, was when I built Imp1J, and got a lot of help, a lot of feedback, and that's when I finally learned how to do proper fiberglass and building props. And that's basically where we're currently at the minute. So I was really impressed with this Dalek. And of course, after that then, I needed to find something else apart from Daleks, and that's when I met everyone at theatre recently. And that concludes this. Well, hello everyone. I'm back. You probably can't see me, but that's for a good reason. So yeah, wanted to say with the video, a massive thank you, and of course, obviously it's not going to get me far in life, 100, but it's a start. But with that said, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of that. So this little segment here is the bit that I was, waiting for. This one is about basically what's going to be happening now. This is basically named the pilot, so from now on videos will be a bit more well put together. I am still getting some better equipment eventually. So yeah, I don't even know what I've said, because I just forget most times. Anyway, yeah, so I've started a new job. I'm not telling people at the minute what it is, because there's a main reason why I don't want to at the minute, but I'm very happy on where I am currently. With that said, it's better pay. My days go a lot faster. I couldn't ask for anything better, and hopefully it's the job now that I am going to be staying for, I would hope, at least 30 years. Right now in life, I'm currently at the minute where I'm trying to just, I don't know, nail down everything. I'm needing to start thinking about my future, such as I need to get my own place eventually now. That is something I'm trying to work upon. So a lot of money is basically not being put on the Daleks or the props at the minute. It's more about saving up, and I'm going to be creating a savings account, because basically due to Imp1J, that's where most of my savings went anyway. But it's thanks to Imp1J and a few of the builds that got me into this job, basically. Without it, I would never have gotten into this job, and I've basically been fighting for this job for years. I've been trying to get into this type of thing for yonks. I don't even know how long, but yeah, it's been a real long time, and it finally paid off. So yeah, so that's basically that. So the builds haven't been as consistent, but hopefully when I get better tech, now that I'm earning more money, I can probably put a bit of money towards the tech, better equipment, probably a brand new camera. I would like a bit more, something more. It's good for what it is, but it's not that good. Currently using the boom mic at the minute. It's kind of good, but if I'm going to be doing YouTube eventually in the future, I really do need to up my game and get some better, like higher quality studio stuff, like I kept saying. And of course, when I say things I want to do and then stuff has come up, obviously I've just transitioned to a new job. That's a massive thing for me. So the job before that, anyway, I guess I can say what the job was before. I was basically a cleaner at Arriva in Wakefield. Sometimes I went over to Cass, and then I was meant to be staying there. But yeah, basically I can say what that is now. That's done and dusted. I've moved on from that. That was to basically just get away from the last job before that, and that was Royal Mail, if you remember that. But then that started becoming part-time. So each job since 2021 has been a bit of a make do for the time being, but now, like I say, I am in a job now that I am thinking I'm going to be in for at least 30 years, and I mean that. I'm not just saying that. I really enjoy what I'm doing. My days just go by like that. I've met good friends. It's not a big building or anything like that. There's a few people. I've gotten along with everyone pretty much. I've fitted in perfectly this time. And it's just the workplace, isn't it, what I'm doing now. So yeah, I really enjoy it. Where I want to go in the future with my YouTube channel, I really do want to make it a lot better. Because this type of content to some people is just, it's not enough. And if I want to get to 1,000 eventually, and then up and up and up, I need to get better stuff and get a bit more comfortable with what I'm doing and be consistent. That's the other thing. Consistency is key to doing a YouTube channel. So all these different builds that I've then basically either abandoned or really are on hold because money is an issue, because of how I want to build them. I don't just build the timber ones. I want to take molds from them, and and with that said, I am currently on at the minute with just the small Imperials that you're currently following. They're nearly getting there. I say nearly. The shoulders plug is nearly done. So that's almost ready. There isn't really a lot more to do, and then I might do a little video to show how, because I don't think I've really shown a plug mold on well, not a plug mould, sorry, no, a mother mould on how to properly gloss some up and wax it and then pull it apart. Because the last videos, for those who have been around watching the channel for the last 3 years, who have been with me since, who watched the silicone moulds, which cost thousands, whereas this mould, the Imperial one that I'm currently on, the red shoulders, let's call them, they will cost not even, they will cost a quarter of the other moulds in the past. That's the beauty behind mother moulds. They're a lot easier if you do it right, of course. You don't need to have all that silicone and that weight and silicone being expensive, obviously, and why that took a long time. So once I've got my moulds of the Imperial shoulders, you know, you can bet I'll get 3 out of that really quickly. So yeah, my mind's been focusing on that currently. But like I say, yeah, I really do want to keep consistency and do better YouTube videos now. I've had my fun, I've done a lot of experimenting with, you know, things, and I know now that all people want to see is the Dalek build. They don't care of how long it takes, they just want to see no stupid edits, they just want to see a clean video of me explaining and going through the build process. So that is something that is on the line. So that house, or trying to get to buy a house, that's going to take a long time, but I want, you know, I've got an idea of what I want. Other things that are in the works, I'm trying to think, and I think that's mainly the only 2 at the minute. Yeah, so just a lot of saving up for better equipment, the new house, odd little bits here and there on the new Imperials. You know, I haven't abandoned other stuff before anyone thinks, oh, you've done all that work and now they're being scrapped. They're not being completely scrapped. They are, well, the other Imperials, I call them the foam shoulders, are off to the side. It just means these builds currently are, they're slow build, but they'll pay off, if that makes sense. They will look higher quality. So the ones I was on before, when the slats were moulded onto the cast, and I painted it basically rounded off all them sharp edges, which what I really want to get right on these last Imperials I'm saying in this house. This is the last time I'm doing them now, and I am serious about that. I just want to get a set of them done. I want all them sharp edges in the final casts. So the slats, the skirt panels, having that really sharp edge of each one, you know, that sort of thing. So finally I'm getting that right currently. I've got a new method. It's not going to be a traditional Imperial, which Imp1J was. He was built to be like how the originals were. And it kind of worked, but of course the newer ones are smaller and slimmer to get through doorways. I've got, oh, that's the other thing. Big thing that I just came up. I'm going to have words with a certain place. I don't take this with a pinch of salt. There's a place I've got in mind. When I've got one Imperial done, I'm going to be building a transmat as well, hopefully. Like I say, pinch of salt. This might not be set in stone. And I'm going to be having a word with, I don't know if I can call him a friend, but someone that I know of a location or area I want to film with said Imperial, to get a bit of promotion for Vengeance of the Daleks, a little tease thing, a little bit of what's to come, and a bit of promotion towards his location. I've not told anyone about this, but it came to me. I've been thinking about it over the last few days that I would like to do that, you know, just a little filming project, because I haven't done filming in a long time and I'd like to do something, you know. So yeah, that's another thing that you will have something to look forward to, that I will be working on. So Vengeance is in the far future, but this little thing will be a little tease for what's to come in the future. Just a little 5-minute short, I think, that I really want to do when I get one of them done. So yeah, that's that. Really trying to think if there's anything else that I need to go on about, because this video has been waited for a long time. Of course, like I say, it's not exactly how I imagined the video to be, because it never is with me. I always think, oh, I can improve on that, but once I filmed it and this laptop over to the side, it's on its last legs, so eventually I do need a new laptop and better hardware. Like I say, when I get money, it's all great, all these ideas, but you need a lot of money, and that is eventually what I'm saving. So yeah, basically that will do it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed. There was a lot of things that were put out on a post that sadly weren't able to happen, but it's a video nonetheless that I wanted to do, and get something out. I said I wanted to do the Draw My Life, and I tried my best, but in the video you could probably tell I did obviously speed it up, but I'm really not great at these things. I'm not great at drawing anymore either. I am good at building, but I can't draw for anything anymore. But if you can't tell in the video because it's sped up, I can't draw or even write stuff. I rush things, my hands shake quite a lot. I don't take my time on things like that for some reason. It's just something I'm not good at. That's something I definitely need to get better at. Commentary is okay. I hate my own voice, obviously. It's one of those things. And of course, when I was listening back to the audio through the new microphones I've got 2 of them at the minute. They're not the highest quality, but they would do, I thought, than what I had before. But like I say, once I have something a bit more, I don't know, more studio-like, and we have better lighting, like I wanted, like I've been saying, yeah. So without going in circles, I need money, obviously, and with this new job, my mental health is so much better because of this. So it means I probably will get a lot more money than usual, because it's higher paying this time. I don't know if I mentioned. So yeah, it's a lot better pay. The only thing is, the downside, it's a very far distance, and I haven't told anyone where this job is, and I don't want, like I say, no one to know just yet, but you can imagine, I'm literally shattered nowadays, because it's not just, like what it used to be, like one bus, it's 2 buses, or sometimes it's trains as well, and it takes about 2 hours to get to my job. But like I say, I can't complain. It's easy to get there, more or less, most times, but then coming home with loads of delays, and when I get home, I then got to walk 2 dogs that have not been walked for the whole day. It's, yeah, bit of a stressful life at the minute. But like I say, to those who are genuinely, who want to who will stick with me through thick and thin, and won't unsubscribe just for the sake of I'm not seeing what I want to see sort of thing, I really do thank you. I am trying. I'm one person. I'm not this great, idea, I've got an idea, but I don't know how to really make it work sort of thing, and it takes a lot of time. So yeah, that's basically what I have to say on that. Don't know how I'm gonna conclude the video, but yeah, I do hope I don't say I hope, I know this channel will get better eventually. I've been doing it for roughly 3 years now of trying new things and learning, but it's time to move on to better equipment, get some money involved, and try and push myself, the platform, out a bit more. You can't do things unless you try it, so yeah. So until then, don't know what the next video is. I can't imagine it being anytime soon, but to everyone who's watched, as corny as this is, I hope you have a nice Christmas. Cringing as I say that, because I don't do Christmas or even do nice comments. I'm always a stern person when it comes to people. I'm not exactly very festive, even though I put a tree up. I tried. Yeah, so, yeah, have a good one to those who are genuine, and those who are just following along, just wanting to see, have a good one. I'll hopefully see you in the next year with hopefully something good. like I say, that 5-minute short I will be working on currently. If, like I say, if I am allowed to film at this location. If not, it might be just a failed idea that I might have to, it just popped to me anyway. Like I say, just grand idea. I thought that would be nice. A bit of promotion for me and a bit of promotion for the guy, And this isn't anyone that has been on the channel before. This is a new person who's going to be involved. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So anyway, yes, I will leave it here, and hopefully I've done the video correct. Nothing more to finish off. See you soon.